Hi, everybody. So, I apologize. I completely forgot in our town hall meeting a couple weeks ago to record the whole meeting for those of you who are unable to attend. So, I want to kind of create a Cliff's Notes version of everything we covered that night. Um, Fortunately, a really high percentage of the orchestra was able to attend. We generally have approximately, I think, 55 members of the orchestra, and of course that changes depending on the size of the works we're performing. But I think we had 49 that night, so close to 90% of the orchestra was able to attend the town hall. Um, at any rate, I'm going to take you through some changes that we're making in light of, you know, a worldwide pandemic and what we're planning to do with the upcoming season as it looks right now. Now, my personal feeling about all of this is that I can't take hearing the word canceled anymore. And I don't think it's in the best interests of our organization to even be thinking that way anymore. One way or another, uh, it's in the best interests of all of us, our sanity, and it's in the best interests of the health of our arts organization to still be a vibrant and active part of the community. And that means in whether we're in phase one, two, or three, we're going to find a way to keep making music and make music together and be adding value to the community in the form of musical performance and new musical performance. Um, and we're still going to celebrate Beethoven's 250th birthday this season. Um, and we're just going to be creative and adjust as necessary. So, with that in mind, first, let me show you how orchestras around the world and domestically are handling this situation right now. And I'm going to show you kind of a quick tour of, of what orchestras are doing. So give me just a moment and I'll share my screen so you'll be able to see all of this. So this is the overall look of what our season looks like currently. And this is what will be the, uh, the overall theme to our Beethoven year. We're going to be taking it one concert at a time because we need to be flexible because news is changing quickly still. And we also are keeping it relatively purposefully vague with regards to repertoire on our marketing because, again, we need to be flexible um, about what our programming choices are going to be. And more on that in a moment. So, this is the Concertgebouw Orchestra in Amsterdam, maybe a month ago now. So, this area in the back, you may see, is where they usually perform if you're used to seeing them. And what you see them, the space that they're rehearsing in, is usually filled with chairs. And they actually removed all of the chairs from the floor of the audience so that they could spread out and rehearse in a distanced way. And then this is Tonhall Orchestra in Zurich. You can see that they're all spaced. There are no stand partners. So everybody is about 1.5 to 2 meters apart. Several members you can see are wearing masks. And this is orchestra in Bremen. And this is Fort Worth Symphony right here in the States. And you can see many members are masked and they're using their sound shields to actually separate certain sections of the orchestra just to help create some barriers. And this is, more akin to probably something like what we'll be doing between now and the rest of the year. Here's the Berlin Philharmonic, same idea. I think they were doing a performance here of Shostakovich's first piano concerto for piano, trumpet, and strings. So there's about 18 people on stage for this performance. And then the Los Angeles Philharmonic did a similar socially distanced performance, and there's actually a video they put out. So, this is obviously the whole Hollywood Bowl stage in order to do this performance. But the point is, they chose to do an outdoor performance, and use amplification equipment and spacing everyone out and still wearing masks and using barriers and just being creative and flexible, but finding a way to bring music to the community. And this is one of the hardest hit cities right now in America. They're still finding a way to do this. And I want us to do the same here. So, and this is my hometown orchestra in Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Pops. You can see they have matching red masks. And these two on the right, I went to CCM with during my undergrad days. So I got a big kick out of seeing this the other day. Seattle Symphony, just a couple of weeks ago, announced that same idea. They're going to be flexible, they're going to have audiences in Benaroya, and they're going to find a way to make music now, despite all of the restrictions. Um, yeah, they're going to move ahead with some kind of a season, but they're not just going into hibernation mode. So in Dallas Symphony, same idea. For the rest of the year, as of right now, this is Jennifer Wagner, who was to play the Dvorak Cello Concerto with us. So I had a conversation with Jennifer very recently, a lengthy one, where we talked about whether or not she's still comfortable coming to perform here, and she is. And then the other thing we discussed was, what will we perform together? And it's not really realistic or even desirable to either of us, after 20 years of waiting to perform together, to do a chamber version of Dvorak's massive cello concerto that's 45 minutes long. And the way things are with McIntyre right now, for the foreseeable future, and basically that means for the rest of the calendar year, but certainly for October, we know that McIntyre has decided not to do any public performances. As of now, though, what they are willing to do is allow us to rehearse and record a performance there. So, depending on where we end up rehearsing, and Marna and Jen and I are working on that now, rehearsal space is actually going to determine how many players we can use. So what it comes down to is this: between now and October, if we're in phase one, that means up to 5 people gathering at most. Or is that phase two? That's phase two. So if we're in phase two, up to 5 people can be gathered at once, and we can do chamber ensembles. And there are many chamber ensembles from within the SkagitSymphony that we're starting to put together already, and I'm in one, with our principal oboe Ken, our principal cellist Abby, and our principal bassist Tony. The 4 of us are playing a oboe quartet, English horn quartet by Michael Haydn. Really, really good piece. And we're going to be recording this for future use. And there's a number of other small ensembles that we're putting together. And we're going to try and put together ensembles, many ensembles from within the ensemble. So brass quintets, wind octets, string ensembles, percussion ensembles, everything and anything. I'm interested in helping all of you put together, helping you select music. We're going to put together a master spreadsheet that will be posted on the musicians page on the website, so that we can all stay organized about who's in what ensemble. But we want to help you all to perform and get together, because I know you miss it as much as I do. Now, if we're in phase 2, that's the most we can do is ensembles. If we're in phase 3, and we can have larger ensembles of anywhere from, say, 12 to 30 players, and again, this just comes down to where we can rehearse and how far apart we can safely put everyone in a rehearsal space. In that case, if we're in phase 3, the October program is going to look like this, and there will not be a ticketed program, but we will rehearse and record it in McIntyre, and then we'll put together a really nice produced video with multiple camera angles, and we'll put this into the Skagit Valley as a musical offering in October. So we'll still do Dvorak's Slavonic Dance. It was originally written for piano 4 hands, and we're going to come up with our own arrangement that is a mix of the normal orchestrated version and piano. Haydn Cello Concerto, same idea. Jennifer and I are debating whether we're going to do the D major or the C major cello concerto, and we'll figure that out within a few days. And then Beethoven's Symphony Number 1, we're also going to do a chamber version of that. Um, but it works well as a chamber orchestra piece, and we'll still celebrate Beethoven's birthday in that way. And looking ahead to December, of course, we're not going to have a chorus until there's a vaccine. It's just not safe for them. So Michael Torke's piece is already written for a smaller string ensemble. Beethoven's Fourth Piano Concerto, Sandra Shen is still at this time able to come and interested in coming in December to perform that. And then the second half of the concert, which I envision still to be a lighter holiday fare and seasonal music, what we're going to do is use all of these different chamber ensembles that we put together, and we will help record all of you in your chamber ensembles of various sizes, anywhere from duets to quintets or even larger, performing holiday music. And then that will become the second half of the concert in December. So that's basically what the rest of the year is going to look like. Now, what's going to happen now is sometime probably over the next week or so, we're going to be updating the website. We're going to be taking down all of the old stuff off the website and starting to reflect what's coming. We will put together a master spreadsheet for ensembles, and we are going to be sending out a survey to everyone in the orchestra this week, asking what your interest is and availability and your feelings of safety and interest are in playing in ensembles and playing in the orchestra. And as long as there's enough people that are interested, then we can move forward with all of these plans, whether it be chamber ensembles of 4 to 8 people, or whether we can actually put together some kind of an orchestral ensemble and do a performance that would be recorded and streamed in October and in December as well. So we're assuming for the rest of the year, it's unlikely we're going to have any ticketed live audiences. We're not making the call on that yet for December, basically because who's really comfortable saying what it's going to be like in 6 months? I think we all think it's likely there isn't going to be an audience, but I'm not willing to call it yet. We can make that call in October, and that's fine. But right now, we are calling it for October. There will be no ticketed public performances in October in McIntyre. It'll be recorded instead. So that is basically all of the updates from the town hall meeting, and an update on kind of the state of the orchestral industry around the world. So after watching this, if any of you have questions or comments you want to send my way, please feel free to email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, stay tuned for a survey coming around, and please answer that relatively quickly. And of course, start thinking about chamber works you would like to do and who in the orchestra you would like to play with. And we're going to help you put those together to just try and bring some music back into all of our lives. And ultimately, we will use these ensembles to bring music into the lives of everyone throughout the Skagit Valley. Okay, that's all I had. So take care, everyone. I missed you guys terribly. And yeah, I look forward to these next steps and seeing what our creativity and can bring forth artistically, musically. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.